I'm Gina Acosta. I'm the editor-in-chief of Progressive Grocer, and I'm super excited once again to be joined today by the CEO of Axonify, Carol Leaman. She is going to shed light on how grocers can reimagine their labor operations. So Carol is an award-winning thought leader with an impressive track record of successfully leading tech companies. She's also the brains behind Axonify's workforce training solution, which helps companies, especially food retailers, with recruiting, retraining, and engaging the front line. So Carol, welcome.
Thanks, Gina. Great to see you again.
Likewise. So Carol, let me just ask you, can you talk about the overall state of training and education in food retail right now?
Yeah, for sure. As I think everybody is aware, it's really shifting due to changes that have become necessary as part of the labor strategy. Grocers are really struggling to hire and retain workers, just like most other industries, because they're competing with the likes of Amazon and remote work for talent. They have to hire less experienced people. They're losing institutional knowledge with turnover of some of their longer tenured workers. There is limited staffing, and that's causing operational disruptions. So they can't offer specialty services. They've got shortened hours. There is declining customer service in some cases. And so they're really shifting their training to focus on two areas: onboarding and cross-training. And part of the onboarding issue is that they need to onboard people with little or sometimes no experience very, very quickly while they are trying not to impact quality or safety. And then they need to cross-train associates to handle more tasks than they might have previously, fill more roles, and to increase operational agility and limit disruption to customers. There's still tons of room for improvement in the industry, but we're seeing more progressive food retailers like Walmart, Kroger, Meijer, Target, Dollar General really prioritize skill development through both workplace training and education benefits. So tons and tons of stuff shifting around.
So Carol, what specifically are the skills that are needed, would you say, in this industry today in order to thrive and or advance?
Well, commonly grocers focus on things like customer service and product knowledge and safety. And all of these are still super important, obviously, but it's the human skills that are really now making the difference for customers in the store and also the employees themselves. And so training on things like resilience, how to overcome burnout, how to maintain focus in a different work environment is really, really critical. Things like adaptability, getting people to understand and have a willingness to take on new tasks and roles. And just the whole attitude towards learning, getting people to desire, to want to build new knowledge and skills and learn from everyday work experience, make time and prioritize learning opportunities in the daily workflow. Things like customer service. This is especially critical now as shoppers are coming back into stores more frequently, and grocers are needing to differentiate themselves against the e-commerce offerings that have become so prevalent during the pandemic. And they're going the extra mile to promote loyalty. So lots of them are really leaning into their loyalty programs. And then finally, collaborative selling, training people on how to work with customers and then make suggestions for companion products that are going to create upsell opportunities, increase basket sizes, and just really, really enhance the experience for customers beyond just finding the product they want and checking them out.
Those are some amazing recommendations. So, what kinds of programs or technology would you say is needed in the industry, or should retailers be offering to support advancement or associate advancement?
Technology has really changed everyone's relationship with work in every industry, including grocery. And, we've all gotten used to just more devices within the operation generally, thanks to things like self-service and online ordering now, automation generally, stuff like that. And so grocers really need to leverage all of these technological advances to embed learning and support in the workflow. That's entirely possible now. And what that means is kind of getting over the old, which was making the associate stop, leave their position, which quite frankly, most of them can't even choose to do, go to a back room, access information, learn something that they need to know. And, that rarely happens. So that, again, that in the workflow and using technology to achieve that is critically important. Not only that, providing mobile first technology on devices that they already use. So, that can include personal devices, not just the ones that you make available to them, so that they can access communication, training, reference materials if and when they need it during their work. And interestingly, we're seeing a lot of grocers now leverage the data that they're collecting, and artificial intelligence to be able to personalize the development process for each employee so they can maintain awareness at all times of a company's current priorities, things like the specials that they're offering this week, product knowledge and information, things around customer service with changing things in the workplace, things like safety, while they're still identifying areas that they personally may want to develop. So new skills or roles or leadership skills, for example, if they want to get promoted within the organization. And finally, the talent strategy has got to include the entire workforce. And, historically, organizations, grocery included, have really focused on people in terms of advancement in their corporate roles and less so on the floor. And so creating equitable opportunities for the associate in the store, establishing clear pathways to make the grocery role more than just a job and actually a career that's worth pursuing. Those are sorts of the things that the most progressive grocers are thinking about today.
Right. So, speaking more broadly, I guess, how does reskilling or upskilling create sustained growth for these progressive food retailers?
Well, you know what? The pace of change is like never before. And so just plain operational agility, it's just so critical to be able to move quickly. And so putting the right people in the right places, scheduling shifts that include multiple functions or roles to balance customer demand, reduce labor demands and hiring needs, to keep your high value functions operating despite staffing limitations. That operational agility involves so many things. And so upskilling and cross-skilling allows that agility in the workplace. It also means employee flexibility. Giving people the opportunity to do more than one job, that increases their earning potential. It increases their schedule flexibility that might meet their personal needs in a better way and gives them a career path to additional career opportunities. It, improves your bench strength. It starts building management leadership skills before positions become available. And you can identify high potential employees based on their interest and skill level, and make sure that your supervisors, your managers have foundational knowledge and skills before they step into the roles. So you get the opportunity to build those things over time, which really then gives you that really good core bench strength that you can draw on as required. And also, we're hearing a ton about contingent and gig workers. that this sort of agility, upskilling, reskilling allows you to use them to complete back of house functions that increase your staffing levels on demand without adding a ton of risk. And then you can focus your full and part-time workers on the customer facing and specialized functions that might require somebody who's been with you a little bit longer. And then finally, upskilling and cross-skilling helps you build trust by continuously investing in your frontline workers and just being able to demonstrate that they've got those career and earning opportunities as part of their job with you, and that you're not just rewarding top performers or your full-time and tenured workers, that everybody's important and that your organization recognizes it and you're willing to make that investment. So the cross-skilling, upskilling, reskilling really in the long term pays massive, massive dividends with your workforce.
Absolutely agree. So Carol, last question. What are the learning products that food retailers should be leveraging? What are those learning products that are the most relevant today for the challenges that food retailers have to solve when it comes to labor?
Yeah, well, from a technology point of view, mobile first now, it's just so impossible to ignore that having easy access on any device, anywhere in the workplace, and that includes a personal device, that can adapt to your store network bandwidth, for example, and that allows that employee to have instant communication, on-demand resources, personalized training, fun experiences even that make work enjoyable and social and rewarding. That mobile first technology is becoming table stakes, quite frankly. The second thing I would say is just content, having content available to the associate that's straight and to the point, doesn't include a lot of fluff, is focused on the specific knowledge and skills that matter to that individual in the environment in which they work. And it's easy to consume in their workflow. And in fact, create stackable topics and paths so that they can develop more advanced skills at their own pace. And so, having a content marketplace where there are many things, a wide variety of things available to them. For example, not just their specific job skills, but things like diversity, equity, inclusion, leadership training, coaching, things like that. All of those things should be part of the learning experience and the technology that creates that learning experience that grocers are thinking about.
Okay, perfect. Carol, thank you so much for those incredible insights, which are so relevant to today's situation. It's always amazing to listen to you.
Thanks, Gina. Pleasure to be here.